Jai Hind everyone. I'm Dr. Monica Agrawal from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. The topic of today's lecture is leadership qualities, and this is part of Unit 3 of the course Soft Skill 1, Code KNC 101. The content of today's lecture has, first of all, we will try to understand what is the meaning of leadership, what do we mean by it, then what are the basic leadership qualities, some of the qualities which are selected for this lecture. What is leadership? We have a very famous quote by a very successful person, Steve Jobs. He says that leadership is about inspiring people to do things they never thought they could. Means leadership is a very important thing to make the people who are working under you work with confidence and to achieve those heights and those goals which they earlier thought was not possible for them. So what is leadership? It is a process by which a person influences others to accomplish an objective and continuously directs the organization in a way that makes it more cohesive and coherent. So this is a all-inclusive definition type of leadership which emphasizes upon leadership being a process. It is not a momentary act, it is a process, in which process the person who takes himself as a leader influences other people around him, and this influence is to make them accomplish their tasks, and in a way the way to success of the organization is also made more clear. Okay, and this is done in a more cohesive and coherent way. So it becomes a process where an individual influences a group of individuals, and that group of individuals is called a team. So the team strive to achieve goal, the common goal of the team, and this is done through the influential leadership of a person who fulfills all the responsibilities of a leader. So the question comes, when we think about this post or a leader of a team or the concept of leadership, we are very excited because every professional wants to work not only as a member of a team but also as a leader of a team. And this is very important that good leaders are made. They are not always born. Means if we want to become leaders, if we have a desire, if we have a willpower, we can become an effective leader. A person can become an effective leader. So leadership qualities are learned. This is what is related to inspire our workers into higher level of teamwork. And there are certain things you must be. There are certain things you must know. And there are certain things that you must do. Means if we want to inspire the other person to work as a team, we have to inculcate certain qualities in us to become a good leader. And it is not always necessary that these qualities come naturally to us. They don't come naturally. They are acquired. And this acquisition is possible only through continual work and study. Means if a person aspires to be a leader, he or she has to strive to become an influential person with the help of continuous work and dedication and study, learn. So good leaders develop through a never-ending process of self-study, education, training and experience. So these things count on making you a good leader, and good leaders are continuously trying to improve their influence and their effectiveness, their leadership skills, and they do not rest on their past laurels, means a person who achieves something doesn't rest, and then that is a motto to achieve more. So he or she tries to achieve more. That is a continuous process and continuous struggle. The very foremost quality of leadership is integrity. And I'm going to discuss this quality in detail because this is the foundation for other related qualities of a leader. So what do we mean by integrity? As is said by C.S. Lewis, a very great philosopher and writer, he said that integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Means when you are not being watched, not being observed or judged by other people, still you are on the right path, still you are doing the right thing. This is what is indicated through the term integrity. So integrity in a leader refers to being honest, being trustworthy and reliable. Means these are the basic foundation qualities of a leader, that person should have integrity. And integrity means being honest, being true to your words, being trustworthy and reliable. These are interrelated consequences of integrity. So leaders with integrity act in accordance with their words, means they are true to their words. They practice what they preach. There's no difference between their words and their actions. And they are ready to own up their mistakes, means whatever they do, they are very honest towards that. And if it is taken as wrong, he or she is ready to own the responsibility of that mistake and doesn't hide some mistake, and the blame is not transferred to the team, or that person is not making excuses. That is what integrity indicates too. So it also involves following company policies, means the person should be very strictly following the policies and the procedures and the guidelines of that company in which he or she is working as a team leader. And he or she has to use the resources, the time of the company, of the organization in a very professional way, honestly. And that person should also respect the colleagues and the subordinates. And that is very important to prove yourself as a leader. So a leader's integrity reflects not only on his own reputation, on their own reputation, but also on the reputation of the organization, because the success of an organization depends much upon its leaders. So the integrity of a leader reflects on the reputation of the organization. So integrity provides several benefits to both the leader and the organization. And researchers have linked greater integrity with increased workplace performance. There have been researches which have proven that if the leader of some organization has strong integrity, that reflects on the performance of the people there, working there. So that is related to the workplace performance. The employees serving under high integrity leaders, they demonstrate more positive workplace behavior. Means they do not waste time, they do not make excuses, and they do not waste their work time, and they help other people also during their busy time. And the negative workplace behaviors are not followed. Means if the leader is having positive behavior, making no excuses, making no delays, etc., the followers or the direct reportees or the employees also serve in that way only. So moreover, employees who trust their leaders to have integrity are likely to work harder. They perform better, they work hard, and they have a better company loyalty because they have the leader as their role model. So when we have to assess our level of integrity in our attempt to become a leader, we can ask ourselves certain questions like, am I accountable for my behavior and my decisions I make? That is one of the questions we can ask, and the answer, if it is in positive, then we are going towards the right path. Do I accept responsibility for my mistakes? Because this also shows leadership quality. If I am ready to accept the responsibility of my mistakes, that is a leadership skill. Am I seeing and setting a good example for my direct reports? Means whatever I am doing, whatever I am taking decision about, that is directly related to preparing me as a role model for my subordinates. So, am I setting a good example for my direct reports? Do I always follow through on my commitments and promises? This is very important for a leader to fulfill its commitments and keeping the promises. Do I act in ways that build trust with my direct reports, the subordinates? Okay, so we have to continuously ask these questions to test and check whether we are going to be a good and efficient leaders. So there are certain steps that help us act with more integrity in the workplace, and I'm going to discuss those steps. First is that be a good role model for your subordinates, because if you are there working in a certain fashion, you are definitely being an example for the subordinates to be followed. Next is that you have to make ethical decisions and you have to maintain the adherence to the company values and policies, and you have to maintain the expectations of the organization for the employees. Taking the responsibility for your action, being ready always to accept the responsibility, even if you have made an error, okay, that generates trust in your subordinates, and they are encouraged to be more open about their mistakes also. That is important. We have to honor our commitments. We have to meet the deadlines, whether it is regarding holding meetings or completing some work or some other commitment to others. And we should also not overlook our limitations. Okay, we should not overcommit. Okay, it is better to say no if we find that it is not possible to be complete within time limit, within the committed time, then we should say no. That is better in comparison to not fulfilling your promises and commitments. The next leadership quality is values. Values are the guiding principles of our lives. Human beings live life on certain values. So there are certain leadership values, and these are the core values which help make a person an efficient leader. So leaders guide and facilitate others to make a positive difference in their own lives and to contribute to a larger good. Because whenever we work in an organization, we are an individual, we are a human being, we are working for the organization, and our organization is working for a larger good. So that should be kept in mind, and that makes a person straight on the way to the success and the achievement through the proper values. So by focusing on what people believe and value, and then positively building on this understanding, we have to make an impact on our employees. So we should be very clear about what we believe and how we conduct, how we behave. And also we must understand the values of other people. Then only we will be able to make an influence upon our followers. So certain values of leadership are as mentioned here. One is respect. We should be respectful, and that is demonstrated by self-respect and respecting others also. And that respect for others should be regardless of the difference. We should treat others with dignity, with empathy, and with compassion. These empathy and compassion and dignity, these are integral aspects of a leader. And these help a leader to earn the respect of others. Okay. Next is making a difference. Then you have to make a difference in your personal efforts. Okay. And when you are setting such examples, the other people are going to be there to follow you. Okay, so you have to make an impact on people, you have to make a positive impact on systems, on the organization at large, and that will definitely affect a positive outcome. Integrity, as I have already mentioned, it can be taken as a value also. It is the moral courage and ethical strength and your trustworthiness that you are there to keep your promises. You are there to help other people and you are there to fulfill the expectations of others. Next is authenticity, and this is demonstrated in your consistency, your congruency, your transparency in values and in actions. So this is all interrelated. Okay, so integrating the values and principles to create a very purposeful impact and purposeful life that contributes in the growth of others, and that is the true duty of a leader. I have written courage over here. Courage is also a value. Okay, the person who professes to be a leader or who wants to be a leader, he should demonstrate that strength of the self to act in with intention. Okay, the person should have the courage to fulfill the decisions, to work on the decisions which he or she has taken. That is a kind of strength of the self to act with intention. Next is service. The person, the sense of service, the value of service is demonstrated by commitments to the extent, to the interest of the other people also. Not only the self-interest, but the interest of the other people also. And that person should have a kind of humility, okay, being humble. That humbleness is very important because that will make you keep serving for a good cause. Next is, I have already given a certain detail, that is humility, that is a sense of humbleness as well as maintaining the dignity and awareness of your own limitations. That is what makes us humble. We should be aware of our limitations. No one is perfect. No one is complete. No one is almighty. Okay, that is the sense of humility, humbleness, and that keeps us on a right, moderate pace and moderate level. So we should be aware of these things. Next is wisdom. That is demonstrated by a broad understanding of human dynamics, means human nature, human conditions, and you should be able to balance the interest of the multiple people, the organizers, the organization administrators, the customers, the workers, the seniors, the juniors. So that is the wisdom of a leader, to maintain a balance amongst all these aspects of working at a professional place and then making decisions. That is a long-term and good decision if we take all these things into perspective, and that is wisdom. Next is patience and perseverance. That is also important. That is one of the value. Means all the great leaders and the successful business founders, they had patience. They were very patient. They were very perseverant. Okay, because we must understand that success doesn't come overnight. We have to work for it, and that is a very continuous process. So the person should be obsessed over the process, not the result, because we should maintain the clarity in vision during the process of doing something, and that will definitely lead to success, lead to a positive result, and that kind of culture should be maintained. Next leadership quality is trust. That is one of the best ways to win the trust of your follower is by being transparent. Means you should be transparent. There should nothing be hidden or fabricated or covered up. Okay, that instead of hiding information, you should always openly share it with your colleagues, with your team. So a leader should give a clear vision or a clarity about the vision and the thought and the process to the followers. Then only they are ready to support you with conviction, because informed people are better people. So there should be transparency. And this gives your follower a clarity, autonomy, and make them feel more empowered. Because I said that informed people are better people. If you inform the people about all the required things, then they are more empowered and they feel a kind of autonomy also. Okay. And that makes you a good leader. Okay. Employees will only trust the leaders who show integrity. They earn respect. That is interrelated. And for that, you should be open, you should be honest, and you should encourage the same sort of honesty in your employees. So angreat leaders has the ability to trust in the potential of the followers also, the employees also. That is also another dimension of the trust. You should not only be trustworthy for your followers, but you should also trust your subordinates, trust your direct reports. And that is how a leader can get the best out of them. Next is self-confidence. Okay. Confidence should be overall feel of a leader when he or she should stand in front of the direct reports or the subordinates or the team members. As a leader, it is your responsibility to maintain the team morale, and you have to maintain your confidence level up. And if you do not appear to be confident, if you do not show conviction in your decisions and the policies, the people will not be following you wholeheartedly. So if you are unsure about your decision and your qualities, then your subordinates will never follow you. But you should not be overconfident. We should be reminded of our limitations, and we should not be out of those limitations, go beyond those limitations. But we at least should reflect the degree of confidence that is required, okay, to ensure your followers that yes, you are their leaders and you are there to guide them, you are there to protect them, and you are there to achieve. Next is courage. That is another dimension of your self-confidence, and I have already discussed it as a value. The more important is the courage for a good leader, because you are there to take the risks in the achievement of your goals, where there is no assurance of success. Courage means that you are not sure of the success, still you are confident enough to continue on your path, to take actions. Okay. And that courage is the most identifiable outward trait that can be seen very clearly by other people who are there to follow you as a team leader, team member. They are there to follow you. So if there's no certainty in life, we know that life, business, there is no certainty, but still you are committed to take some desired action, and you are there to face all types of risks in that situation. That shows courage, and that makes a leader a good leader. So good leaders are aware of the potential risks. They are not blind to the risk. They are aware of the potential risks and dangers, but still they are willing to face challenges. It is that which makes them a leader. So courage is the positivity as demonstrated by possessing strength of self to act with intention, and that action with intention is on behalf of the common good. Means you are doing something which is not directly related to your benefit only, but also for the common good, common welfare. That makes you a leader. So you are taking a stand in the face of adversity and acting boldly in the service of justice. Means good leader should always lead the team towards the common good. Next is, and a very important aspect of leadership quality is communication and networking. Good leaders are extremely good listeners. They listen actively and they draw information through listening by good questioning. Means a person who is a good listener, who is an active listener, has some doubts also. And whenever he finds some gaps, he asks question to fill that gap and to complete the information. That is a quality of a leader too. So this establishes a steady flow of communication between themselves and their team. Good leaders are good listeners. They draw information through questioning, and that makes them at a good communication terms with other people. And good leaders are always available to discuss issues. Whenever the team members need them, they are there to discuss the issue. They are there to solve the issue in his capacity. Next is that this communication shows high level of assertiveness also. Okay, means if you are a good communicator, you can assert yourself, you can make your point strong without aggression. That is a skill of communicative skills, that you should assert yourself without being aggressive, but you should appear to be firm, and that will enable your followers to follow you. So you know how to build good, effective relationship with others, your peer people, your subordinates as well. So communication and networking makes you know how to give others their constructive views on personal performance. Okay, leaders are there to judge the performance of other people also. So our view of their performance should not be critical. It should not sound like a criticism. It should appear to be constructive. So a good communication and networking makes you a very constructive critic of the performance of the other people, and you are there to hear the opinion of other people also. It is a bi-directional process. Okay, so you should be a good listener as well as you should be effective at speaking. Leaders have number of opportunities, number of occasions to give formal or informal speeches. They have to make a formal presentation in board meetings or in informal meetings at an interpersonal level within the team also. Okay, it can be a casual corridor conversation wherever you are indulged in communicating with other people, you should be good at speaking, you should be good at expression as well. Next aspect is speed reading. We generally avoid this, but we know that in the present time, we have a lot of work and shortage of time. New technologies ensure our daily workload as manageable. We use number of technology, number of tools to shorten the period of time dedicated to our work. Okay, still it is time consuming and we are short of time. Speed reading is a skill that lets you drastically increase your words per minute rate of reading, and that also is related to improving your comprehension level. So speed reading becomes a very efficient tool in the hands of a leader. An average people reads through 250 words in a text message in 1 minute. That is an average established and found out by the researcher. But an efficient speed reader can read the same text in half of the time or even more quickly. Okay, so a leader should be a speed reader. And in the present scenario, in a professional sphere where there is a very tough competition, very high competition, you have to constantly compete against other people, either for promotion, for status, or for better pay and recognition as well. In this situation, speed reading helps you a lot as a leader. So speed reading lets you stay knowledgeable and relevant. These are the two essential qualities for moving ahead in a professional front, being knowledgeable and relevant. So speed reading helps you being knowledgeable in a way that you can read more in less time. You can continuously gain information, okay, and you are becoming more and more informed and educated, and that leaves an influence on the people around us. They find you as a good person, a knowledgeable person, so they value your opinion, they seek your opinion. Relevance, it is also important, because if your knowledge, you are a good reader, your knowledge is up to date, that increases your influence, that increases your confidence, and that makes you an expert, because your accumulated knowledge helps you provide your rest of the people, rest of the workers and your competitors with better options. Okay, that increases your influence on others. You impact the opinions of others because other people find you knowing more, and knowing more means that you are more insightful. Okay, you are more knowledgeable, and that makes you an expert. Next, and the last here is problem solving and troubleshooting. Good leaders are skilled at solving issues. Okay, effective problem solving often requires staying calm and identifying a step-by-step solution. And this is a major aspect of leadership, that whenever there is a problem, you should stay calm and you should identify, analyze the problem and provide a step-by-step solution. So good leaders tells the team how that problems can be solved, and it is done with the help of thinking outside the box, because a very normal point of view to look at the thing doesn't solve the problem. The leader should be able to think outside the box whenever there is some issue. So learning to try these non-traditional solutions or approaching the problem in a non-traditional way helps other person to solve the otherwise unsolvable problem. That is problem solving and troubleshooting, a very major aspect of leadership. So that helps the other person to make quick decisions, to resolve obstacles and to have a better rapport with the team, within the team as well as external teams alike. Okay, and then only the projects are complete. Then only a leader is able to accomplish the task on time. So summing up, I would like to emphasize that all the leadership qualities are interrelated. We cannot segregate one quality as less important and the other quality as more important. Okay, people start looking up to you as a leader and your opinion gains real value. Okay, in here, speed reading makes you stand out in terms of expertise, authority, credibility, and it makes you more knowledgeable, more relevant. It helps you in solving problems and so many other benefits, and that results in increased influence and better interpersonal impact. Further, it reinforces the cycle of professional and personal growth, and this is what a leader aims at. So every professional wants to be a leader, and it should be remembered that leaders are not born always. They are made through continuous efforts, awareness, knowledge, experience, and a strong will to work in the favor of a common good. That's it. With this, I end my lecture here. Thank you all. Jai Hind.